All right, friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing your daily horoscope for the 8th of November 2019. It's Friday, the day of the lovers, right? So what is going on this Friday? We've got the moon in the morning time moving into Aries, okay? Things are going to start to speed up. They're getting a little spicy here during this retrograde, okay? As the moon moves into Aries, all right, it's going to connect with Chiron at the first degree, second degree. Yeah, it's about almost 2 degrees right now. It's going to make a trine over there to Venus. It's going to start to make a trine. It's going to happen later on, or early in the morning on Saturday. But either way, we're going to feel it, okay? So the love, expansion of love, expansion of education. We want to learn, we're learning to apply all this stuff, okay? All the stuff that we've been learning, all the stuff that we're digging up, we're learning to apply it, okay? So the moon going into Aries, one, that's a really positive connection, okay? Because we're taking whatever we've dug up, apply the knowledge, the new information that we've shined a light on, and this connects to us being able to heal self, okay? So that is the Venus trine to Chiron and the moon conjunction that's happening, okay? So that, as you can see, that's nice and early in the morning. Now, we have these two creating the quintile to Pluto. This is a great change. Great change is happening. We still have this beautiful, grand water trine. The sun is exact trine with Neptune today. Okay, so at noon you see here we can just move it, what is this, just an hour ahead. There it is. By 1 o'clock, that's an exact trine, right? So this is ourselves showing up. Self is showing up. There's nothing bigger. We're going through so much change. We're going through so much growth. We're showing up in full. We're seeing ourselves in front of the mirror today. We're seeing, who we really are. And we're saying, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to take this step, this leap of faith. I'm not afraid of my own expansion. I'm not afraid of who I'm going to become. I'm not afraid to have this conversation that's difficult, but the end result is huge. You know what I mean? Like, what if Greta, Thunberg, whatever. Greta, what if she was too afraid to give that speech? You know what I mean? Like, look how impactful that was. How many, souls it shook. How many eyes it opened up, that's deep-rooted stuff, and we're showing up. So it's like when we're faced with this, Sun in Scorpio, digging up through the trenches, digging up to the depths of us, and this beautiful connection with Neptune. I mean, it's like our dreams aren't bigger than us. Our imagination, whatever we're leading into, it's not bigger than us. We can. Whatever it is, we can, and we get that extra boost of the moon moving into Aries, which is the spark, the initiation, right? We're pushing ahead. Now, I will say, though, the next 2.5 days, and this is why a lot of astrologers will say, don't travel, don't quit your job and get a new job. This is why all of that stuff comes into play here, is because there's an unsettling feeling with the information that we're receiving and the world that we're perceiving, okay? That's like, I'm uncomfortable, I need change, so I'm going to seek it through traveling to get away from myself, to get away from my environment, to soak in the sun and all this, okay? So it's a distraction. Moving houses, I feel, it's just like, or changing this career, like, oh, my boss, I'm tired of this. And it's just like, hey, take this time and refocus your attention, change your perspective on everything. It's just like, do you remember what it was like to be without before you had this job, before you had this opportunity, and how grateful you were? What was your attitude with your boss then? Or something like these lines, or we change our perspective, we shift, we have to sit with it. We have to sit in this stewing pot in order to soften, okay? We're softening right now. And the moon in Aries, we're going to be like, okay, I've got it. I've changed. I'm good. I'm going to hit the road running. And it's like, no, you're not. you know, there's still so much to learn, even though we have an urge of urgency, an urge of urgency, you know, that fire underneath us to act. There's still like a slow things down, you know, and sit with yourself. Don't run away from yourself right now during this period. You know, it's like whatever we're feeling, this is huge. This Friday is huge. You know, this sun exact trying to Neptune. I was going to say Jupiter and Neptune together. Neptune, anyway, to Neptune, you know, and then this connection here is still with the North Node down here in Cancer. This is us just like coming to the bottom. Just the bottom. You know, it's like the alcoholic's moment of awareness or the alcoholic's moment of enlightenment. You know, it's just like when you're rock bottom is when you see the light. And this water, what does it do? It sinks to the bottom of stuff. There's no, you know, this isn't fire and air. This isn't ego. This is the emotional body. You know, I'll share this with you because it's really neat, because we're all feeling this stuff. We all feel this stuff. That's why I love these dailies. That's why I love doing this particular style instead of, you know, saying, you know, this is what it is for a Cancer. This is what it is for a Scorpio. This is what it is for a, you know, a Gemini or whatever. And I like those videos. Those are really wonderful. And that knowledge is really great when people share them. But it's like, this is the collective. You know, when we look at a chart like this and just see the global overall, at the 0 degree Aries, you know, it's like we're looking at a collective, but we're all feeling this. Now, if you're familiar with what Greg Braden, something like that, you know, he has this really interesting video. And he talks about, you know, he's talking about 9/11 actually. First, I'll share this with you. This is getting out there, but this is interesting because I'm talking about all feeling this. Okay, so follow with me and look this guy up. He's super cool. So there's 2 satellites that rotate around the northern hemisphere that every 30 minutes send information down to the scientists that talk about the magnetic fields of Earth's magnetic fields. And they notice these spikes, these incredible spikes and dips in Earth's magnetic field, right? So they're like, what is happening here? So when they line this up with a calendar, okay, and they noticed that at 9 a.m. September 11th, 2001, there was a huge spike. Why is that? Well, the first plane hit at 8:45 in the morning, okay? By the news, everything circling through, by 9 o'clock, a good chunk of the world understood this. So we felt it. This is something we felt. It's not something we thought about. These are very different places, you know, our emotional body and our mental body. All right, and we're talking about this whole retrograde is about our emotional body. The Neptune in Pisces, the North Node in Cancer, this is all about our emotional body, okay? This is coming to the bare bones to our authenticity, you know, because how we feel about something and how we think about something. Well, is it cool to feel that way? No, it's not cool to feel that way. So I don't want to show these emotions because I don't want to be unpopular to my peers. Ooh, you know, like it's true. It's so true that we have to, you know, the existential form of dismantling, you know, so you know, we felt this spike. We felt something globally. We felt this, and it shows up in science that there's a huge shift in the magnetic field because we felt something. And same with the brain. When we're thinking about something, it's our left brain is activated. When we're feeling, our right brain is activated. In the same video I'm talking about, he's sharing about, you know, a healer standing behind a different wall of somebody receiving the healing, and then the scientists are studying the brain, and the left brain shuts down, and it's all this right brain, which is directly connected with your heart. So, you know, it's like we're diving into these feels right now. This is ignore the brain kind of a thing. Slow it down and feel. Stop thinking. Get out of your head and get into your heart. You know, that's like the truth of this. That's the mantra of this retrograde. Get out of your head and get into your heart space. And in this day, again, there's an underlining realness to our dreams, and that is the beautiful connection here. Okay, now let's look at this as well. Look at Saturn, 1559. Okay, I don't think it moves to 16 today. Oh, it does. Look at that. I didn't think it actually moved to 16 today. So, my friends, I can't express. Okay, this sextile, direct, exact sextile to Neptune, Saturn is saying this is so real. Your life, your emotions, this is so very real. Make this all very real. Nothing is bigger than you, you know? It's exact. And again, we'll never get this again in our lifetime. This will never happen again in our entire lifetime. It will not happen in your great-great-grandchildren's lifetimes. This connection will not happen. Not with them in their home signs. This is the biggest reset of the entire year is happening this weekend, right now, okay? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll even, we'll just jump ahead here. Saturn's a slow-moving planet. So even that, 16 degrees, they're going to be there for a couple of days, right? Still within 1 degree. They're going to be there for days. So anyway, we don't have to keep going there. But this is the beginning. And again, the day of the lovers. It's Friday. Venus is in Jupiter, in Sagittarius, and like making that connection with Chiron, making that connection with the moon, emotional moon, setting our hearts on fire and following our passion, following our desires, saying yes to the sparking of the match and going in that direction, right? And what is Sagittarius? It's the centaur, okay, with the bow and arrow, right? Is the man body with the horse legs, okay? It's like I can get over any mountain, any field, any terrain. Okay, there's nothing that's stopping this horse body. And the archer has his arrow pulled back and his eyes set and focused. Okay, and if we set our desires, Venus, our desires, and our ability to expand our minds, both up there in Sagittarius, Jupiter, and Venus in Sagittarius, if we can set our minds on that arrow that's drawn back, the drawback is our emotions. Okay? And what we're aiming at, that's Saturn. That's this physical, real world. Okay? That's good. All right? We're pulling back, feeling our emotions, lining up and saying, this is the reality that I want to live. This is the life I want to live. This is the life that I'm going to live. And release. Have a beautiful day. Have fun aiming. Only gets better from here. We'll see you tomorrow.